Okay, Anna had 3 times as many beads as Zoe. They had 480 beads altogether. Mrs. Taylor gave an equal number of beads to each of them. Zoe then had half the number of beads that Anna had. And the question we asked is, how many beads did Mrs. Taylor give them? Now, there's a lot of information here to process, and we always have to be careful that we're taking things step by step and that we are drawing what we've been told. Now, this starts off actually quite easy because it says Anna had 3 times as many beads as Zoe. This is a great place to start for a bar model. So we've got Anna and we've got Zoe. And Anna has 3 times as many beads as Zoe. So I'm going to draw one block for Zoe, and then Anna gets 3 of these blocks. Lucky Anna. Okay. All right, so this is the situation at the start. So I've sort of captured that bit of information. I often like to sort of tick off what I've captured. And we're told that they had 480 beads altogether. So we know that this part of the model is worth 480. Okay, so how many parts are there in this model so far? So let's see. So that has a value of 480. And I've got these equal parts here, so I may as well find out what they're worth. So I've got 480. How many parts have I got? 4. I want to divide that by 4. So we've got 120 is the value of each of these parts. Always telling my pupils off if they don't make their zeros neat. Otherwise, they look like sixes when you hurriedly look back at them. And so I will correct that. Okay, so each of these parts has a value of 120. That's great. All right, what happens now? Mrs. Taylor gave an equal number of beads to each of them. Okay. Zoe then had half the number of beads that Anna had, and were asked how many beads did Mrs. Taylor give them. Okay, so um, let's see. I'm just going to get this out of the way. All right. So what happens? We need to look at this model and think. So we're going to add the same amount to Anna and to Zoe, to the point where Zoe ends up with half the amount that Anna does. Now, let's say we're going to start, if we just added an amount like this, okay, and we added the same amount like this to Anna, that wouldn't meet that criteria, would it? Zoe does not now have half the amount that Anna does. But hopefully you can see that with Anna having 3 parts and Zoe 2 parts, that if we gave Zoe another part, so she would have 2, and Anna another part, so she would have 4, that would fit. That model. So if we added another part, should I do this in another color? So if I added another part, which is 120, okay, 120, and also one of these equal parts to Anna, we would then meet that situation, wouldn't we? 4 equal parts here, 2 equal parts here. Zoe's is half of Anna's, okay? And we then can very easily work out the answer. How many beads did Mrs. Taylor give them? Well, she gave 120 to Anna and she gave 120 to Zoe. So we've got 120 times 2, which is 240, and that is our final answer. So I think it looks quite complicated, but actually when you draw it, it's made very easy, which is the whole point.